Snowmobile. We tend to think that only a person with money, professional education, and access to technology can create something special, surprising, and innovative. But actually, determination is also key. For example, you could assemble a high-grade vehicle by yourself using a bunch of unnecessary details. The car that you see on the screen is a self-made snowmobile. It's also an ATV. It isn't technologically advanced, but that doesn't make it less efficient. The capacity of this all-terrain vehicle is 7 horsepower. It moves at a speed of up to 32 kilometers per hour. Braille printer. Blind people face various limitations in life, but fortunately there are a huge number of devices and developments designed to support and help them. One of them is the Braille writing system. It differs from any standard font in that it's tactile. It goes without saying that blind people don't see Braille, but they can feel it, and that's how they receive information about their surroundings. As you can guess, a Braille printer is a special machine designed to write Braille on any surface. The only problem is that the specialized printers offered in the market are complicated and expensive. This makes them less accessible to consumers. It also means that a huge number of blind people still don't have full access to most information around them. Now meet Snubham Banerjee. A few years ago, he was just a 12-year-old schoolboy from California. However, at his young age, he created something very special. The invention shown on the screen is a Braille printer. Shubham assembled it in his room with his own hands. The design consists of Lego parts and a small number of metal items purchased from a nearby hardware store. Of course, it was not easy. Before creating a working prototype, the boy failed and had to start from scratch several times. The main advantage of this printer is the price. Its development is 6 times cheaper than the development of a standard Braille printer. That's why it has gained worldwide recognition, won a lot of awards and prizes. It is an important step towards the mass production of Braille printers, available to almost all blind people. Bioplastic. Human activity generates a huge amount of waste. This affects the planet as a whole and can lead to an ecological catastrophe. Statistics show that every year the global food industry produces 50 million tons of fish waste. About 27% of that amount is not used in any way. However, things may change soon, because British designer Lucy Hughes managed to create biodegradable plastic from fish skin, scales, and red algae. The invention is part of Lucy's graduation project. Before succeeding, she conducted 100 experiments in her kitchen. She named the material Marinatex. The physical characteristics of this plastic are similar to those of ordinary plastic, except for one thing: it only needs 6 weeks to decompose. Once used, the bag made of this material can be composted, and very soon there will be nothing left of it. If this bag ends up in the ocean, it will do no harm, because sea creatures can even eat it, and the amount of fish waste used is minimal. One Atlantic cod creates enough waste to make 1,400 Marinatex bags, and the production is also pretty cheap. Unlike conventional plastic, Marinatex is produced at relatively low temperatures. This means that you don't need complex, expensive equipment that consumes huge amounts of electricity. Spice Restaurant. Most students don't have enough money or time to afford a proper healthy meal. The creators of the next invention, a group of students from MIT, have discussed this problem very often. Eventually, they created the world's first fully robotic restaurant. The open kitchen was equipped with autonomous cooking units. Most of the menu consists of a variety of salads and bowls. Moreover, the cooking time is no more than a couple of minutes, which in turn reduces the waiting time. And the most important advantage is that using robots in the kitchen has significantly reduced the cost of meals. Most of the items on the menu are worth $10 or less. Thanks to this restaurant, now students can eat healthy and tasty food without spending a lot of money or time. Arm prosthesis. David Aguilar is a 19-year-old bioengineering student at the University of Barcelona. When David was 5 years old, he first took a Lego kit in his hands, but he didn't know that this simple toy would change his life. But let's start from the beginning. When he was born, his right hand hadn't fully developed. Of course, it caused some inconvenience, but it didn't prevent the boy from leading a full and happy life. The boy created his very first prosthetic arm when he was 9 years old, and the design consisted entirely of Lego bricks. A little later, when he was 18 years old, David Aguilar built his first Lego Technic prosthesis. It's an advanced system that allows you to create complex mechanisms, including gearboxes and steering systems. The construction turned out to be successful, so the young man continued to improve the prosthesis and created several new models. In the end, the prosthesis, which was only meant to make his life easier, made David famous all over the world. The invention is securely fixed on his arm, so another person can't take it off that easily. In addition, the prosthesis is remarkably robust. For example, David can use it to do push-ups. Homemade aircraft. And here's another example that proves that nothing is impossible. You just have to know what you want and be determined. Like all his family members, Xu Bin has been a farmer since childhood, but all he really wanted to do was fly. Amazingly, he didn't abandon his dream. Instead, he just built a flying machine on his own without special materials or tools. Of course, it wasn't easy. Before the aircraft finally reached the skies, Xu Bin had to work on the prototype for over a decade. By the way, this aircraft was assembled from parts that the man pulled out from the family farming equipment. Today, Xu Bin has already assembled several planes, all of them fully functional. The aircraft that you see on the screen can fly for 2 or 3 hours. Its maximum altitude is 3,000 meters, and its top speed is 150 kilometers per hour. DIY spacesuit. We'd like to finish this video with an amazing person who became an astronaut without help. Meet Cameron Smith, professor of anthropology at Portland University in Oregon. Although anthropology has nothing to do with space, this man invented a DIY spacesuit. The first model was designed in 2008. At that time, it attracted great public interest and was even successfully tested in a diving chamber. More than 10 years have passed, and of course, the design of the spacesuit has been improved. The main feature of the latest spacesuit is its price. While the cost of a standard suit for an astronaut exceeds $30,000, this affordable option costs about $2,000. The development of these suits is directly related to space tourism. The more accessible specialized equipment is, the more chances that we'll soon be able to visit space. In September 2018, Smith successfully ascended to an altitude of 1,500 meters on a balloon wearing his spacesuit. Right now, he's on his way to make his dream come true, improving his design so that he can reach an altitude of 19,000 meters.